Convertible Cruise Race will now be our next event here in Championship mode, and after managing to win out a hard-fought 400 brake horsepower plus tournament, which I managed to win half of the races in, and also I was more consistent than the AI, I now have the Aston Martin V12 Vanquish under my belt, in terms of cars I can use in challenge mode. So now it's time for us to move on to the Convertible Cruise Race, where we're racing at Outback 2, and this is our description. Take 2 of the most desirable cabriolets ever, built on a 3-lap race through the desert. The BMW Z8 and Ferrari 550 Barchetta offer the pinnacle of high-performance open-air motoring. Win and you'll unlock events 24, 25 and 26. I'm also pretty sure this was the Ferrari that I won more recently. Anyways, in terms of our colour, sure, why not? This'll work. I mean, I did just use the BMW already, so I'm gonna use the Ferrari, obviously. I'm also driving this thing in piss, which, by the way, is yellow. Don't recommend my videos to kids, please. And in terms of our lineup, we have 2 BMWs and 3 Ferraris. 5 opponents if you include me. Hopefully, I can manage to win this race with relative ease. And we've got some unbelievably high revs on this engine. Something tells me this thing is either a V10 or a V12. I think this thing probably has to be a V12, at least judging by how high it's revving. Still, I now lead the way here at Outback Reverse, as I've now already opened up an early interval on the field, and I'm doing a pretty good job of holding on to my lead as well, which is precisely what I want. I'm getting a little bit of oversteer there on the corner exit, but still able to hold on to my position quite well, and gonna shoot through these telephone poles. And just like that, I open up an interval, which is what I want to do. But anyway, continuing to drive and drive good, as I step on the brakes so I can make it through the tunnel, and stepping on the brakes again for these minecart tracks, and through into the tunnel we go. I'm not the only one who takes the tunnel. And the guy behind me, Ashley, does decide to take the shortcut, but I don't think it's going to benefit him all that well because I'm driving a Ferrari, and also because, well, I think it's pretty clear to say that the Ferrari is pretty much the superior car here in terms of raw pace still, I really had to fight hard in order to win that previous event, because getting those 3 wins in that tournament the way I did, they were not easy ones. I also just decided, well, because there was no reason for me to race hard for the lead in that last race at Island Outskirts, I did think about contending for the win, but I decided just to let it go because, well, I just needed to finish ahead of Liv, and then points-wise, the championship was mine. And that was how I won it. I really did have a pretty solid run for my money, there's no question about that. But consistency is what you need when it comes to championships. And, of course, as Bill Elliott learned in 1988, when he finally won the Cup Series championship, of course, during that time, of course, NASCAR had a full season worth of points. There weren't any cut-off races, elimination races, or anything that was gimmicked in the format compared to the gimmicks it has today, but ultimately, well, Bill Elliott came very close to winning the 1985 championship, but yet, because his main rival for the Cup that year, Darrell Waltrip, was more consistent, DW had the better finishing results, and of course the average finish had also helped out DW to win the Cup as well, because he was just that much more consistent than Bill Elliott was in 1985. Of course, Bill Elliott did eventually win the Cup when he proved, of course, to be more consistent than a hard-charging Rusty Wallace during the 1988 championship. Where Rusty Wallace came so close to clinching the Cup, but yet it was just circumstances that prevented him from making him more than a singular Cup Series champion. Rusty, of course, would go onwards to win the championship the following year, and barely beating out Dale Earnhardt Sr. to the title that same year. Still, I gotta say, both of those championships were very competitive ones. But either way, I think many people were glad to say that it was Bill Elliott who won that year's championship. And in all honesty, I am also one of those. And yep, my car is very badly damaged now. But it doesn't matter because I do have my little shortcut, my little party trick, as I'm now already a contender in spite of my mistakes, well, a rejuvenated contender, as I managed to avoid those rocks in the middle, and taking the minecart track once again because it's what I need to do. I should also mention The NASCAR Cup Series in those days was known as the NASCAR Winston Cup Series. Of course, times in the 80s were a lot different compared to what they are now, but still, consistency at the end of the day normally is key. I mean, yeah, sure, you can win the most races, but you still won't win the championship if you're not the most consistent. And that was basically my way of thinking. I mean, sometimes I do get clean sweeps, other times I don't. As long as I'm having fun at the end of the day, and as long as I'm a contender, then that's all that really matters to me.
The winner!
Personally. As long as I'm in contention to win.
Congratulations! You have just won the Convertible Cruise Race.
Then that's pretty much all there is to it. No more, no less. Alrighty. And I'm now up to 1,449,500 NFS points on the tally.
You've beaten the lap record for this track.
Yeah, lap record.
You've got the best time for this track.
Yeah, best overall time. Let's now get my replay before I forget again. Which is basically what I did before. So, you know, there is that. But either way, glad to say I won. Because that is the really cool part. So yeah. So, another event is down. And in the books. Now, I just have to hope that whatever happens from here can manage to present me with favourable results. Hopefully. Okay, just a little bit further, and then we should be good. By the way, that shortcut also worked wonders for me, in terms of getting the win. Okay, anyways, I'm done. Let's now head back to the championship tree. As I'm pretty sure by now, I'm probably halfway through this game. Or I'm just over halfway through this game now. But anyways. So, another event is down. We don't win anything, unfortunately. And next time we will be doing the Aussie Rules lap knockout. I'm wondering if I'll use the check for that event. We'll wait and see. But anyways, yeah. So, Aussie Rules lap knockout is coming up next. Certainly an event we can go and say good day to. Stay tuned for more of Hot Pursuit 2, mates.